Welcome to the quick instructional video for the RO unit that you guys purchased. Basically, these are the main parts you're going to need. We have both the top and bottom of the RO cell. We have the RO membrane, permeate carrier, and the foulant spacer. The way you can tell the difference between the foulant spacer and the permeate carrier is the foulant spacer is a lot more coarse, and the permeate spacer is quite a bit finer. So basically, these are all pre-cut, but you can use jig number 1. This one's going to be for any of the membranes. And jig number 2 will be for both of the spacers, either the foulant or the permeate spacer. So I'll put these to the side for now. All of these can actually be found in this blue box. This contains a lot of the FMX and the RO parts as well, including the tape, which we'll use a little bit later. So the first thing you want to do is you're going to take your foulant spacer and you're going to put a small amount of tape right here. As you can see, we have a small line of tape right here and a small line of tape right here. You want to be sure, obviously, not to block any of these. These are going to be where the feed's coming up through the module, and you just want to make sure you use the least amount of tape as possible. For the foulant spacer, it's not as important, but for the membrane, it will be. So here, we'll set the foulant spacer so that it seats in correctly like that. Oh, back. There we go. So, foulant spacer is in. So now we're going to put in the membrane. What you want to do is you want to make sure that the shiny side, the laminated side, is facing down. This is actually the side that will do the filtration. And you want the backing material side, which is almost looks like regular paper and it's not shiny. That side will be facing up. So you're going to place it on those 4 pins. You don't have to worry too much if one of your holes gets ripped to the membrane. It's not going to be that big of an effect. And last thing you're going to want to do is you're going to place the permeate spacer. The main thing with this is, again, you make sure you don't want to block this center channel. This is where the permeate is going to leave the system, so leave this clear of any tape. The best would be the same as you did with the other foulant carrier. You'll have either a strip here or here. You could even do maybe 4 small dots up here, and that will just hold it down nice and tight. So what we're going to do now is we're going to place it in the groove that's already there. There we go. The last thing you're going to do is you're going to take this, flip it over, and you're going to make sure that the quick disconnect, the blue part, is facing towards you. And you're going to just simply rest this on top of those 4 pins and slide it down. There you go. So now the entire RO module is fully assembled. The last thing that we need to do, and any of the tape that you need to use, sorry I meant to mention this earlier, is going to be this tape. It's been included and there should be about 3 rolls in there. It's standard M3 tape, so it's not difficult to get if you run out. The next thing you're going to want to do, here we have the actual pressure housing. You're going to take this and slide it straight in the grooves that are already there. There we go. You don't need to slide it all the way to the back, just make sure it's nice and snugly in there and it's not resting on top of the grooves. It fits in nicely. And the last thing you're going to do is tighten these bolts. So the last thing you're going to do is you're going to tighten all these fairly snugly. Remember, this is obviously it's RO, it's going to be operating at high pressure. So make sure that these are all nice and tight. In the package you received, you actually will have a pneumatic drill, which will make this much easier and you can get them much tighter. Just tightening these now so you can see what the finished module will look like. So again, make sure you tighten these nice and tight. There we go. So that's the finished module. The connection points will be, this is going to be your feed line, so this will come from the pump itself to this line. This will be your permeate outlet, and this will be just a clear pipe, which is going to be using the quick disconnect. And lastly, you have your concentrate line here. This is what you're going to use to modulate the pressure. You can use both the pump and this to modulate pressure, but it's best to set the pump at a specified hertz and then operate the pressure with this. And that's all the system complete.